Well, look at that. Looks like we're doing another after show, huh, boys?
Hey! Yeah,
Hey,
we
how you
are.
doing?
I didn't have to bring you in. What's
No,
up, man?
you didn't. How's it
Yeah,
going?
how'd
We're
you
real
know that?
professional. You know what? I just had that feeling. I just had a sense that it's time to do a little after stream.
Yeah.
You know, talk about the week, talk about the kill stream. That's what we're doing here. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing tonight.
Did you enjoy the kill stream tonight?
I love the kill stream. It's fantastic. I want to hear more about foreheads, especially. You know, I was starting to think that maybe you guys had a point. Said that. Oh, what's the joke that Islam is right about
Women?
Women.
Hey, what do we have there? Is that the Apex Autist?
It is. Hello.
And I'm Silverfish, and Full Blast Forever is your host. Just
Hi,
want to
yeah.
introduce us all. What's up?
This is a real show, right?
Yeah,
It's
totally.
actually, and so we have to have a host. So there you go. Yeah, because look, if women have their foreheads covered, then we don't ever need to talk about them, right?
Depends on how big their forehead is, because then that's how big their hat is.
Yeah.
If they have a big hat, you gotta talk about it. Like the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, it's like a conversation piece.
Yeah, they probably want you to talk about it.
No.
If a woman
I don't
took the
think
time to grow a huge six head, she wants you to. Okay.
Well, they don't grow it for you. They grow it in spite of you. Yeah.
I think they grow it because they see other women in magazines with six heads, and then they think that's what men want, so they grow it.
Look, the solution is to get a good projector, because well, you at least fucking you can just watch just to push through it.
A projector. Oh yeah, you're gonna put it on a forehead like a brown bag.
Yeah, well, you don't need the bag. You've already got a good throw.
I was thinking more of if you're doing it doggy style, you could put it on her back.
You're doing it. You guys, we're doing it. We're talking about foreheads.
She's facing away, and you don't get the woo flu. You don't get the coof on you.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah? Take what?
Oh. We're blue pilled, but for the kill stream, so we're Ralph pilled, I guess.
No pill talk. No pill talk. No.
Yeah, we're too plugged in to the news cycle.
Maybe it's it's being locked in. I'm getting snippy at everything. The people saying it's a quarantine. I got a problem with that.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
I don't know. It doesn't feel like a complete. That's too cool. A quarantine would imply something. I don't know. I take it seriously, but at the same time, it's not a quarantine because there would be people in the streets with guns. You can't see yet. There's only the presence, or only the looming presence.
It's a farce. That's for sure.
Explain.
Well, it's fucking. You don't have to kill the economy so much, and you don't have to keep everyone locked in all the time. Just gotta fucking keep the people that are infected or potentially infected out or indoors. Out of your country, indoors. That's why we're fucking throwing anyone that gets into the country into a hotel for 2 weeks.
So you're pro locking people in, then?
No, I'm only the fucking at risk or the actually infected, not the whole fucking populace. That's
affected. Yeah, well, let me see. That's something else that's annoying. Is you see people on Twitter that are saying, for example, Trump is promoting a drug and he's a shareholder in this company. He's going to make money, but you should take Bill Gates' vaccine.
What do you
in the same breath? I'm saying that they don't understand.
Oh yeah, I get you.
Right, you get it, right?
And they also say how bad it is that the economy's fucked, but it's how don't you dare buy into Trump's ad right now. Don't buy anything that he's has his name on.
You know what? Oh man, I can't. I gotta quarantine myself from the news and from Twitter and from these goddamn people. Because at a certain point, it's not entertaining anymore. At least for me. I mean, do you guys consume a lot of Twitter or news or interact with these kind of people on a daily basis?
Hey, I'll tell you who I get all my news from. All my information. It's our boy, Captain Curry. And I wanted to bring him on the show right now. Captain Curry, what's up?
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, are you looking at Twitter? Are you looking at the news? Are you freaking out? What's up?
Not really. Going back to the Bill Gates thing about how that motherfucker wants to microchip you. Like, fuck that noise.
Yeah, fuck that.
But
I'm not
mostly
into
because that he's selling it the wrong way.
What do you mean?
Like you carry around a fucking cell phone all day, every day. It's a smartphone. It knows everything you're doing. Like, you're already microchipped. It's just not implanted into you. Like, what's the real difference? To be quite honest about it, like,
I was gonna say you could just carry a certificate or something around.
Yeah, but there's no drastic difference between carrying your cell phone around. Apple and Google have announced today that they're working together in a partnership to basically alert people when they've been in contact with people with COVID.
Oh, wow.
It's an opt-in program, and it'll let you know when you should self-isolate and stuff like that. But, I mean, like be there with your phone. What's the difference with this with a microchip?
You know, I wonder if anyone's considered how paranoid the average person is going to get when they, realize that they're always chipped and monitored and all that shit. Because I think it's very much ignored right
they
now.
Know that. They know that. They don't care.
When you put a chip in someone, it's different. When you got a phone, there's the facade of, I just turn it off and they're not listening. It's like, no. Once you got a chip in you and you're
definitely not true.
It comes
yeah,
with
but
it's,
that's
it's
what
so
they
appealing, though. What if it's appealing? What if it solves the riddle to a virus that has been plaguing your nightmares for months on?
That's the way you sell it. Like, that's how Bill Gates is selling it, for sure.
I don't think they should follow, or anything should ever be pushed through the government on how good it could be. You know what I mean? I think it's like,
please
you
elaborate.
should always be reacting, because it's like you could sell anything at that point, because it's like, well, this could possibly help us do X, Y, and Z, so we should definitely fucking do it. But it turns out to be an invasion of privacy. So for Australia, we had the police can lock you up if you don't open your phone in front of them when they ask you to, because think of how many crimes it's going to reduce when you have to have no Fourth Amendment. You know what I mean? When you have no privacy, because it's your fucking phone. They know that if they target that one thing, they've got everything, because it's all in the one place.
Well,
and
that phone too. It's so appealing. It's just so damn appealing.
But I think in the United States, the way the laws settled down, at least in a lot of places, was if you have a password, like a number, you can't be compelled to type it in. But if it's a biometric thing, like your thumbprint,
the face thing,
or the face thing, they can take your phone.
There were some recent laws that ruled that is unconstitutional, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So
fingerprints,
there is pushback against that. Yeah, the biometric data, you can't be compelled to use that. I think there were some recent laws in some states that said that's illegal.
Okay, cool.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's very interesting. I've got my face recognition turned off just for that sort of idea. I refuse.
I don't have a
just in case you get caught doing some nefarious business. What do you got planned over there? I don't trust you.
Listen, I'm brown. I get caught for everything, bro.
Oh, because you're brown?
Yeah, for sure. I've been randomly searched. Maybe 60, 70% of the time in the airport.
Every time he tries to smuggle drugs into the airport, he gets searched 50%.
No, actually, the times that I have taken drugs to the airport, nothing's happened, which is crazy.
Nice.
I forgot I had the drug, and then I got home, and it's it's a pleasant surprise. Jay Malzen, most phone is spying on them. I would have to strongly disagree with that. Very strongly.
Your phone's going in and out there a little bit.
Because if you remember, recently, Apex, you had a call into an Australian radio show about how when you talk about something, and then you get targeted ads for that later.
Yeah.
And that blew the radio host's mind. And I think that is not I don't think that's common knowledge for a lot of people.
Do you
No,
really
it's
think
not.
that radio host didn't know that though? Like, I feel like he did.
Okay, so he doubled. I don't know. He apologized to me on air. I mean,
It seems
after
like it seems like something you would
everyone-
feign ignorance of, just to keep the conversation going and to kind of ease your listeners into it.
Wait, give me some backstory here. Did you call a radio show and ask him this question?
So what were we talking? We were talking about something to do with phone surveillance or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, you know, this would be bad if this passed through." And I called it and it's like, "No, this is totally already happening. Haven't you ever talked about something next to your fucking phone and you get ads for it?" And he's like, "I don't believe you. That's a load of shit. You're just a nut." And a ton of people called in afterwards like, "No, he's right. I talked about cruise ship one time and then I get ads for Spirit of Tasmania, blah, 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 blah." And after like half an hour of this, he eventually said, "Oh, okay, I owe Apex an apology."
Nice.
So he was,
Well, that's
yeah,
what's
it
up.
was like, yeah. And
Got
he's
some
like one of
opinions.
the, well, it was like the right wing leaning station in the country. So it was like,
Nice.
Apex,
Well, it's
you
good to let them know,
flailing around. You got to stay on that mic, baby.
I'm moving, yeah,
Yeah,
left and right.
yeah.
I'll fix it.
You got to
You
talk
gotta
into
get
it
a
like a
mic
real
attached to your
professional.
face,
Yeah.
like me.
When we talk about paranoia, I was hanging outside with my neighbors, just trying to have a friendly conversation. You try to be on good grounds and know everyone that lives around you, right? It's normal.
Yeah.
You guys ever, yeah, right?
You
ask
at
kind of
least want to
further
be friendly
questions.
with your neighbors to know who they
Yeah.
are and what their deal is, and if
Bring
they're
out a
gonna fuck with
beer.
you or your property,
Yeah.
or if they're cool.
If they offer you a cigarette, maybe just take it.
It's also just nice. Just say hello and be like, "Hey, do you want to come over for the barbecue tonight, or you want a beer?"
Silver by fish.
Yeah.
5 minutes and a half of beer in, this guy's telling me not to get a driver's license.
What?
Don't get the new driver's license because it has a chip in it.
The real ID.
And they're gonna track you with it.
I mean, they already do track you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is number one, the paranoia is astounding. Like I get that you're not gonna get a driver's license because what movements are you making that you can't be tracked?
The paranoia is
It's
astounding.
paranoia though when they're right.
It's
No,
also
it's-
the ignorance is kind of
yes.
astounding too, because they
combination
don't
with the
know
ignorance.
they're already being tracked.
Exactly.
That's kind of astounding.
You get it, Silverfish. It's you're hyper paranoid and you're stupid. Like you've got to.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
Pick a lane. Choose one.
Well, I find that to be
Yeah,
incredibly
I get what you're saying.
interesting, but a little bit on the strange side. I don't know how do
Yeah.
you deal with these kind of people.
I mean, you do what you should do is you should tell them that, all right, well, you're already being tracked, right? You carry around a cell phone, right? That's everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, I totally disagree with you here because shattering a person's worldview like this is
It's the greatest.
it's not my job, and I don't want to deal with the fallout.
Listen,
I'd rather
listen,
just egg them
listen.
on and laugh.
Listen. You've got a kid, right?
I have many children. I hope.
Tell one of your children tomorrow that there's no Santa Claus, and just feel how nice that feels.
What? That's mean.
You're an asshole, though.
Shattering a
There's
worldview
no
is
Santa
great.
Claus? Hey,
No.
real quick, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Americano6. He's talking about he carries his bud everywhere he goes. What's up? He's a real G gang. And I asked, how do you carry it on the plane? He says, cartridges are edibles, or if you're daring, vac-seal your bud. Guess what? My pop, he carried a bunch of stuff back from Vegas, and he was like, I stuck it in my shoe. I didn't give a fuck. I'm an old man. So,
Man, it's
that
a
works.
TSA. They don't give a fuck.
People
TSA
and
is
your
useless.
drugs. Your goddamn drugs. Damn it.
Listen,
but yeah,
after
Americano.
9/11,
There you go.
some fucking guy brought a spider monkey onto the plane underneath the top hat. That's how effective the thousands standing around is.
Did he smuggle it in his ass? Or how did he get it in there?
No. He had this fucking thing under a top hat.
Oh, under a top. I thought the monkey had a top hat. Whoa,
No,
what if the
no,
monkey
no,
had a little top hat under his big ass top hat?
That top
Whoa.
hatception, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the monkey
Yeah,
just
man.
walks on wearing a suit and top hat, and the TSA is totally normal thing.
They just feel his balls and they're like, sir, you don't have to take your hat off.
Yeah.
I got pulled to
They
the side
recognize it wrong.
as a white male. I got pulled to the side for additional screening. And, I was like, okay, whatever. It's probably just random screening. And the guy swapping all my stuff. I think it was on the way back from a vacation, so it was just dirty underwear and bullshit, right? You know, I don't travel dirty, especially for what they're looking for. But he swabs, and then he goes to his computer. He puts a swab in the computer. He comes back. He's like, "Sir, I think I found bomb residue here." And I'm like, "You swab that shit again, motherfucker?" Because I'm all right. Go ahead, pat me down, swab it again. Because
that stuff is super sensitive, actually.
I was like, look for the bomb. What it was I like Gold Bond powder on my newts, and I think that was in there.
Was it?
And he went and he swabbed it again, and he did the test, and he was like, okay, it came back negative then that time, sir. I was like, okay, good, because there's obviously no bomb in my shit. And I was like, hey, buddy, because he was like my age, or he was just kind of going through the motions. I could tell he thought it was bullshit. He didn't want to do it. He was just getting his paycheck. He was like, I got to pat you down. He was like, are you okay with this? I was like, fine, bro, whatever. Anyways,
that's his job, though. That's
exactly.
Job, though.
Yeah, he was like, I just don't like doing this. I'm like, yeah, we know it's bullshit. We both know it's bullshit, so we'll just go on with it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I was like, is it the Gold Bond powder? Is it my nut powder, you think? He's like, I can't tell for sure, but yeah, probably.
Do you go shooting a lot? Because those machines pick that up quite often.
I've heard of that too, yeah. Like,
There's like the cordite residue. Like, they'll pick up on that quite easily.
Yeah, and if you like conceal carry in a jacket or something, like it will pick up on that residue too. Even if you don't have your gun with you, I don't with that suitcase. You know, that suitcase probably has never had bullets or residue in it. So
but like, no, I took a cousin shooting, and like, she's wearing the same belt when she went to the airport, and then like they picked up on the belt.
Wow, it could have been that.
So
maybe,
like, they're very sensitive machines for sure.
Well, I guess that's good, but it's just annoying when you're false positive, and then it's like I know I'm totally clean, so I can just laugh about it. I'm like, all right, my flight's not for another hour. I got here. Yeah, go ahead.
So back to the monkey story.
Yeah.
So this article, it was August 8th, 2007. A man flew from Lima, Peru, boarded a flight to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and he had the monkey the entire time. It's a marmoset. Like, on the entire flight. So, like, I don't know. Airport security is bullshit. Theater.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people are flying with horses these days.
Yeah,
Are they?
I fucking horse up my ass one time.
Did you? That sounds about right, Silverfish. You get a cavernous asshole.
Did you guys not see that story, though? Did you not see that?
Wait, what?
No,
it's in
the story.
Some security horse?
Some bitch had like an emotional support animal, and it happened to be a mini pony or something like that. On the plane.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Man, fuck emotional support animal. Like,
there, I'm fine.
No, fuck the stupid people that are dumb enough to go with it. Fuck.
Yeah,
Well,
fuck everyone involved in that, to be quite honest.
Apparently, I've got the article up here. Pigs, turkeys, monkeys, and ducks have all made their way out into the skies. Others have been denied access, but Dexter the peacock was denied access, and one woman's squirrel was denied access, but Flirty the mini service horse successfully joined her owner, Abria Hensley, on a flight departing from O'Hare.
You would think that the Wu flu would cure this. I think it's fixed the fucking dogs in the supermarket thing. Have you seen that? Apex, is that a thing in your country?
What?
In supermarkets? No, people would probably lose their
maybe
shit.
I just live in a nightmare city from another dimension, but I see people with their fucking dogs in like Walmart.
Not
in
food places. Yeah,
they sell food there.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like, the only person that should be taking this thing around is a blind person, as a seeing eye dog. An emotional support dog is fucking ridiculous.
Emotional support horses. Look at these like crew and pilots with
this horse.
No, guys,
that's
I'm
the
not
next
even
level
saying that.
shit.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying, like, you go to my local Walmart and there's a guy
just people walking around. Yeah.
There's a guy in an Echo hat with 3 pairs of jeans on and a pit bull on a chain in the produce aisle.
Oh, that's weird.
This is the world they live in.
So, like, I know
you not experience this? Do you live in such a nice alcove of great land that you don't see crap like this? Maybe it's just me.
No,
well, I do see
it's a city living. That's city living, bro.
It could be city living. There's also like big box stores, like I guess Lowe's and Home Depot in the U.S. Like some of maybe they have policies that allow animals. Like I've seen people with well-mannered dogs on leashes going in hardware stores. But grocery stores, nah. Like I remember when I was a kid, like I'd see people with like little dogs in the cart maybe once or twice, but it was very, very rare. You know, it was just kind of a crazy lady with a little dog instead of a kid, but it wasn't, you know, a big ass dog on a leash, and it was rare. Like I said.
Well, maybe I'm being a little insensitive here.
No, you're right.
No, because it's at the end of the day, it's it's the employees, right? They have to step up to some person with an animal on a chain and say, "Get out of the store." And I don't know. I mean, if the management isn't going to enforce it, maybe they're to blame. They're fucking to blame. But
the people are also to blame though, because in this country, that would totally like not happen unless you're poor or a minority, because people are too scared to tell either of those groups to do. You know what I mean? Like they've got homeless dudes with dogs on the train that's strung out on a heroin, you know, binge, and they don't say shit to him. They just do it, even though it's a packed train full of commuters at 5 PM. And it's like, is no one gonna get this dog that's lying upside down to sleep off the fucking seat? Like, am I gonna be the one that screams at this? Because I will.
You know, I don't expect the police or the animal control to take care of them either. I mean, in my perfect world, everyone's walking around with a 6-shooter anyway. No problem.
Hey, man, I just wanted to say as much shit as we're talking about animals in public spaces. Americano 6, the guy that always carries weed with him, cool guy apparently. He recommended we look up the goose in Walmart, and I just wanted to. He's on the screen now. This is George the Goose, and I'm a big goose fan myself. But there's this man. He's like an older man, and this goose is probably like 15, 20 years old too, and they're just big buddies. And he takes them everywhere. This goose is well behaved. He doesn't shit everywhere. He's not scary. So this is like the exception to the rule. Like, this is a treat for everybody, but if you bring your pit bull, your 3 pit bulls and your 8 kids to Walmart, you know, that's different.
Well, see, that's the line that's impossible to draw. Then.
Yeah, no, there should be a line.
Employees that are making $9 an hour, they're not going to be able to make that distinction.
Yeah. But yeah, George the Pet Goose, man.
You're a bird guy, Silverfish, right?
Yeah, I'm a big bird guy. I love birds.
Such an emotional connection to this fucking...
You guys subscribe to George the Pet Goose. He's cool.
Why are you bringing fucking filthy animals into a place where food is sold? Like, that's...
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. Fuck that.
Or I'm gonna buy that fucking thing by mistake and eat it.
Oh, I mean, dude, I would love to eat that fucking goose.
I still think this would be more suited to a hardware store, for sure.
Sure, like, I get it. Like, I've seen dogs on public transport, and, like, when they're well-behaved, it's fine, and they're usually well-behaved, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Animals are fucking filthy. Like,
just get it away from the food. Why is it so hard?
Yeah, that's why I think, like, the hardware stores or whatever, that's okay. I've been in, like, farms buy animal feed. A lot of people have dogs in there, but here's the thing that happens a lot around here, like brew pubs and breweries. A lot of hipster ass brew pubs love to have dog policies and food trucks. So it's always like, hey, bring your dog here, bring your kids here. We're gonna drink beer.
Look at this fucking thing. Look, he's at the greens. He's spreading chlamydia everywhere with this fucking.
I don't know if geese get chlamydia, but I know what you mean.
No, they do. Birds
do
get.
They really?
Yeah, it's chlamydia tsetse. It's not like the normal chlamydia that fucks you up with your penis and your eyeballs. But yeah, no, they carry chlamydia.
Have you guys ever run into the fucking morons that try to tell you that cockroaches are clean?
Cockroaches
I've heard that
clean?
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
And they're like, they're fucking cleaner than, they're a clean animal. They're so clean. You only find them in fucking sewers, but they are clean. Like, are you fucking serious right now? You think that is a clean? Eat it then. Before I spray it with this fucking shit.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna call your bet, man. They're gonna.
Apex.
No, they didn't.
Apex, you really gotta stay off the mic.
I'm wearing a headset, Mike. It's a shit one.
Right, but I think when you get loud, it clips on, and you start to. Am I the only one that experiences that?
Turn yourself down a little bit, bud. You'll be alright.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, he's alright. Like, okay, like I'm looking at this video. Like, it's an adorable duck, and it seems like a cool friend to have.
Goose,
I get your obsession with them. Sorry, goose.
They're disarming you with the adorable animals. You got a hard in your heart.
No, fuck wild geese though, man. Those motherfuckers. Like, I was in school in Ohio, and like they would always land during their migration in like the big fields, and like when you try to walk through them, first there'd be shit everywhere, and then these fuckers would try to attack you, and like you'd have to fight geese off to get to your fucking class. It was hilarious watching like everyone deal with it, but like when you had to run the gauntlet, not so much.
Yeah, it's just like poop minefields everywhere. I'm a goose owner. I have 2 geese, a male and a female, and we've had trouble with our male goose recently, actually, because we have chickens too. And he's been bullying the chickens. I don't know if he's trying to fuck them or if he's just trying to like hurt them. But he's been like taking his goose bill and just like grabbing him by the back of the neck. So we've been separating.
Did you hear about that dolphin experiment in the 60s?
Oh yeah, where they were taking LSD and shit and trying to talk to dolphins.
Yeah. But first, like, the main goal was to talk to dolphins, but the lady was living with it, and like it reached sexual maturity and got really like aggressive.
So a male dolphin did?
Yeah, she was living with a male dolphin, like the lady who was in charge of the experiment or part of it, and so their remedy to his aggressiveness was for her to give him hand jobs.
Oh, I heard about this.
Why do we let
this
women
was
do
great.
this? Why do we let women do this, guys? Like,
where do
I
dolphins?
don't know.
Because people still try to fuck those women.
Well, that's my problem.
The dolphin wanted
to. Everyone blames women for everything, and half of
let's
it
be
is our fault.
completely honest. How many women do you know that would be like absolutely disgusted by a giant donkey penis? Like, if you're like, have you confirmed they would be disgusted by it? Not this like, oh, that's terrible.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just saying. Have you had that conversation with your?
I think at least 70% would be disgusted by it. What do you think?
But that's 30%. That's a lot of people.
That would like a big ass donkey dick? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of people when you think about it.
No, I agree.
What's 30% of 100 million? 30 million women?
Like
Blame
big
the
ass
dads.
donkey dicks?
Blame
hey man,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I got an article up on the stream from
White
June
girls
10th,
fuck dogs.
2014.
That's all I'm saying.
Presenting the lady who regularly gave a dolphin a hand job. Oh, the 1960s were a simpler time when NASA used LSD to get dolphins to speak English, and researchers regularly jerked dolphins leech out of leche out of dolphins. Dolphins getting hand jobs and free LSD.
They had to give it a fancy name. It's that separation of responsibility.
There's a BBC video called "Dealing with Dolphin Urges." The girl who, what does it say? I don't know. The girl who jacked.
Is that how they sort out dolphins with big black cock?
Is this a lady that jacked dolphins off? Hold on. There's a lady here.
Margaret Howe Lovat? Yeah.
Bitches fuck horses, man. That's why horse girls are so fucking insane.
This lady should be popping up on stream in a minute. If she's the one that jacked dolphins off, man, I don't know.
Let's actually take one look at horse people for 1 second. They're always getting their clit smashed, right?
What?
They're always getting their clit smashed when they ride horses.
Or bicycles.
And they're always looking at gigantic horse dick at the same time. Like, there's no way that any of them...
Where are you getting this information, Apex?
Like...
You don't know the story about horse girls?
That's why girls used to sit side saddle, because they used to get their fucking clit smashed all the time before fucking stirrups was.
That's why like a girl riding a horse normally is a harlot.
I agree. Especially when you're riding a horse bareback.
Sloop.
I hate you guys all. I hate all of you.
What? The bicycle does the same thing.
I'm disappointed in the dads.
The disgusting leather between a woman's thighs.
All of this could have been stopped by a good father. You know what I'm saying?
What would the dad have done differently?
He would have turned My Little Pony up and said, go chop some wood. Depending on the gender. You know, maybe...
Anyway, I
don't know if
you guys want to talk about the Ralph retort, by the way?
We did a little bit, but you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really watch the Ralph retort episodes, but I'll watch like the crazy shit. And the Black Israelite versus Halsey was the funniest fucking thing I've seen in a very long time.
It really was.
I missed that. Tell me about it. Give us a rundown.
Incredible. Yak or whatever, Tazaryach or whatever, the captains. They were they basically ran like a tag team and just destroyed this guy, Halsey English. They started it off with denying that the guy was a Jew at all, which was fucking incredible. Like, oh, you're not Jewish, you're an Irish Catholic. What are you talking about?
And they started pulling out scriptures.
That was incredible. And then what did Halsey resort to? Oh, you got guys speaking information. I was like, oh, he's giving up here. He knows he's losing. Now he's just throwing shit out.
He's just making apologies at that point.
Yeah, that was about 30 minutes into the kill streak.
By the end, he was black. That was crazy.
45 minutes to about cookies. I didn't understand it. I got an answer about 50,000 doing the math, but yeah, I didn't understand what they're talking about. And and then he left, and it was just people clowning on him afterwards.
Yeah,
I don't know what he got out of it, to be honest with you, but it was a hilarious shit show.
I didn't understand why 50,000 cookies was so offensive.
Well, I guess it's a mystery to all of us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolute mystery.
It's forbidden math.
Yeah. That was pretty fucking brutal, though. Like, when Halsey Halsey left that conversation black. That was incredible.
You know, I was going back and forth to, like, if you were the person tasked with reviewing this to decide whether or not it's promoting hate.
I was thinking about that same thing.
Yeah, what stance would you take? Like, well, on one side, they're slandering a protected group or ethnicity people, but on the other side,
protected group versus protected group. Where do you
one is one, the other claims to be one. It is also another. It's
yeah,
what a mess.
It's like using the Uno reverse card, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would really throw him for a loop. I was more confused than Halsey at the end. Who's doing who?
Yeah, that was pretty incredible, though.
I was surprised that he didn't immediately throw a stink about having 2-on-1. Maybe that was preordained. I didn't know that. It was billed as 1-1.
He for sure. But no, he did throw a stink about it. Like, oh, these people are throwing you information in the back. They're throwing you information. You got a whole room full of people. Like, okay, Halsey, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right, homie.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Did he forget that he was sitting in front of a fucking computer with Google on it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, to be honest. I don't know who won that conversation except for me. Like, I won because I laughed my ass off to listen to it.
Chad always wins. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Chad always wins for sure.
Do you guys think that what percentage of the Black Israelites are trolling? Because I don't think it's 0%.
No, I don't think. No, there's a lot of. No, I don't think it. Yeah, 0%. Yeah, I think so. Actually, yeah.
Silverfish.
There's a lot of.
I think, and this is what a lot of satire starts as. You start with trolling, but then you actually buy into it, and then
that becomes
a year into it, it's the truth. So I think if you're that hardcore enough to know the doctrine, to go out and yell in the streets and speak to people and make crazy YouTube videos and go on the Ralph Retort, you're probably not trolling.
Yeah,
unless you're Sam Hyde level, man. I don't want to put it past people. You know, they might be 8D chess. I don't know.
You can never account for someone's interpretation of what you give them in any situation. Because some people just go off the fucking sideways. You know.
I think they totally believe what they're saying.
Well, see, I don't trust people to totally understand their own motives. Like, yeah. I look at those guys and they're having a lot of fun. And I think to myself, at a certain what?
You can't trust their interpretation. You can't trust their motives, but like their belief has nothing to do with how true things are.
But you're saying you can trust their belief, and I'm saying you can't.
Can you trust their faith?
I can trust they believe what they believe.
What value is that, though? Hang on. What value is that to
none?
Your side.
There's no value there, but like, I think you can make that determination that these people believe what they believe, just like radical Islam. Most of those guys 100% buy into it.
That seems like a simple answer.
It is. it's only valuable if you're going to profit for it, if you're otherwise using it to direct people.
Have you ever stepped foot in a church and talked to people? Like, half of those people don't realize that they don't believe in the religion at all, and they're just there for the social.
They're there for the community. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think people fully understand their own motives, and I'm saying there's a certain part of those guys that I see. I think to myself, you're doing this because you enjoy the community and you're enjoying yourself and you're enjoying the rise you get out of it. That's why you're buying into this.
If you grow up in that area in New York and those are powerful guys in your neighborhood with sway and friends or whatever, you might just
I feel like Captain Curry, from your perspective, they would have had to look at this and take a sincere and rational interpretation of what they've been given and believe it. And I don't think that's true. I think to a lot of them, whether they realize that or not, it's for fun.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with that.
It just seems like a lot of work too, you know.
Oh, I mean, is it a lot of work though?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think they're making money. They've got a little show going on. They've got followers.
Oh, really?
I didn't check in, but I'm assuming they probably had at least
$15. Okay, so wait. If they weren't doing a show, if they weren't making money, would you question their beliefs and their ideas?
If they weren't getting a rise and enjoying it out of people, then I would take them more seriously.
Okay, so yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
So the confrontation.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but
their message is what you're talking about. Or?
Well, like here, I'll make a comparison. This is kind of how I feel about people who do the UFO watching. I don't know how much of them actually believe that there are UFOs that they're going to see. I think they're just having a fun time with their friends, and that's the niche that they fell in.
So wait, so you're essentially equating the black Israelites with wrestling fans.
And I'm equating wrestling fans with UFO watchers. And
this is actually... Yeah, this is exactly why I don't watch the news, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good point, because what was it, the Joe Rogan experience, the Eric Weinstein, he said something very profound. He said the most important, psychological construct or whatever that humans don't know about is the idea of kayfabe. Are you familiar with what kayfabe is? Kayfabe?
I don't know what that is. No.
Kayfabe is the idea, it comes from professional wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Where this is real, you know this is fake, but you still buy into it and treat it as if it's real.
Oh, liberalism.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what liberalism and the mainstream media has become at this point, is this kayfabe that everyone buys into.
So that was old wrestling slang, right? From the 70s, 70s or whatever? Like professional wrestling to entertainment wrestling? Professional
wrestling, yeah. It became popularized by the WWF and whatnot. But, yeah, so, breaking kayfabe would be, you remember that broad who said we had the Epstein story?
Yeah.
And then, so, that's breaking kayfabe. That's breaking this false illusion that people have.
Okay. Well, that's just what I'm saying about the Black Israelites. Is they're having a fun time. It's like a club.
So yeah, for sure. But so a wrestling fan, I guess they know it's fake, but they still buy into it as 100% truth. So
they get tricked eventually.
Is it fake or is it truth?
No, they forget that it's fake. This is one of the other things that you'll notice is that when someone knows something's fake, but it's in front of them all day, every day, they'll eventually it will infiltrate their reality.
You accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also where I believe all this leftist shit comes from, with this transhumanism, to the, anthropomorphisms where they become fairies and shit. That's all a part of it, because it's in front of them every fucking day. They knew it wasn't real when it started out, but they made it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just...
I prefer and stuff. It's mostly just 4chan pushing shit.
Yeah, I love them. Well, old 4chan at least.
So yeah, I don't think people could change. I think that's the way it's going to be, and they either get influenced one way or the other. So maybe that's kind of why I like what 4chan does, because a lot of times they push people in a dubious way, but towards the direction I like at the end of the day. Because I think it's dishonest to say that it only happens on the left. I mean, how many people on the right are dancing around with Israeli flags in their Southern Baptist church? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the guy from the Donald, that went on the Dick Show. What's this fuck?
Well, that's why they're called useful idiots. They're going to get swayed, so why not get into the game of swaying them? Or at least enjoy watching it. Like, there's no sense in tearing your hair out. Why are people like this?
Speaking of useful idiots, I just put a call out to, excuse me, a call out to anyone on the YouTube that wants to come and chat with us on air.
Yeah, please don't be playing video games.
I would like to take callers if you guys want to go to join.theaftershow.live. It'll redirect you to our Discord.
That's something I love.
From there, you can go to the green room, and we'd love to chat with some folks if you want to. So do that. Join.
I would like to hear some opinions on the kill stream, definitely.
But
yeah, that was so legit when the fucking people are calling in and two of them just absolute dipshits and saying, "Oh, sorry, I'm playing video games." The other one was just didn't know what was going on.
I think they were just trolling Ralph, man.
Silverfish, I gotta applaud you because that is one criticism I will openly air about the kill stream. Yeah. And if any of them are listening, I really hope it gets fixed. I would like to see a redirect link for that Discord every single night to see people asking what's the Discord link. And number one, well, I don't know. I've looked. I've taken a quick little peep, and I can never seem to find it other than just waiting in the chat, basically poaching for it. Give me a redirect link with a solid join.tacticalautism.com. Even I can remember that.
It's join.theaftershow.live.
Isn't the other one true as well?
Yeah, they both work, but you always say the old one.
Well, I can't be expected.
You can't remember the new one.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the past, Silverfish.
No, I think what Ralph he does that he might make like 24-hour links or temporary links, so just like his Discord doesn't get his Discord won't get flooded by people that just want to troll him or whatever. So I think he puts out links for an individual show, and if you're there, you catch it or whatever.
I think it's because his previous Discord called Nukes, because it was an open invite and people just scoured through it and reported posts.
Yeah, Ralph's too big. He's too big for that. He's got too many orbiters that want to take him down. Like that seems a bit dangerous.
You can just turn off chat history though. Like if you join like our Discord, for example, it's like that. You just can't see the chat history. Or you create new channels but nothing's in it. Like you got to manage that shit if you're susceptible to getting fucked.
Well, that does seem like a pain in the ass managing a Discord.
Well, it is because like for our one, like we'll get complaints like, "Oh, I can't see the chat history, so I had to make a new channel so you can see the chat history." It's like, well, it's because some people posted their personal shit in this place, or fucking we were talking about stuff that'll get us deplatformed.
If you weren't here, you don't deserve the chat history.
Yeah.
Baby.
Captain Curry. Now, you said you don't listen to the Dick Show, or I'm sorry.
I'd be like, see, but
Kill Stream a whole lot. Let me ask you this: are you going to listen to the Jesse Lee Peterson episode that's coming up on the 17th?
Yeah, for sure. Like it's usually the big personalities that I care about.
Yeah.
The Medicare. Anytime I do it because like I love Jim. I don't know about you guys, but like that guy's like the greatest thing on the internet. I think.
Have they found an opponent yet?
For Peterson? Yeah. I'm not sure.
Because they were going to go with Corinne, but they didn't.
What's he going to debate Corinne for?
Yeah, that's the other thing. What is any woman going to do?
Yeah, she would be wasted on him.
You know what?
Yeah. They should start screaming, and she'd take a hatchet to her face or something.
They got to find a ghetto-ass single black mother. That would be an amazing debate with Jesse Lee Peterson.
That's also, I think it's pearls before swine. I mean, they're not going to stay and listen to him. You got to have someone that could at least hear.
Yeah,
they got to be smart enough to be insulted by him. You know what I mean?
Who would be your ultimate Jesse Lee Peterson guest?
Me?
Yeah, I would say Tariq.
Yes, that would be.
Is it Living or Dead? Can we do Living or Dead?
Living. Come on, let's be real.
Dead, I'd say
realistic about this.
I want to do two.
We'll do Dead afterwards then.
Okay, fine. Living. I got to think on that then.
Well, I said the Dick Show. I think Dick Masterson would be good because Dick on his show has railed against people who bring up white privilege. His stance is that it does exist, and he's got an argument for it that I don't want to get into. And Dick doesn't have kids.
Be interesting.
He doesn't have kids.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And he's 35 or something like that. And
40.
Yeah, and he seems to have a weakness.
39.
He seems to have a weakness. Like when he had Stephen Molyneux on his show, he kind of was like, "Yeah, you're right," basically. So that, and he looks up to Jesse Lee Peterson. So I don't know. That would be funny. That's just off the top.
Yeah,
of my head.
I think that's a good answer.
Yeah, he might do it too because he likes it.
Apex, any suggestions?
I don't know, because it's like you said, I'd have a just standard.
Okay, Silverfish, any suggestions?
I would want AOC versus him, or
That's
just
a good
like
one.
any other very far left person that's just like
Rashida Tlaib or
something like that, and him just because they
what's
they
that
love
other
to,
lady? What's the lady's
there's Tlaib,
name?
there's
who married her
Omar.
brother?
There's the Omar married her brother.
Omar. What's her Omar? What was her name? Full name?
I don't
Alien?
know.
Elon
Turban, small
Omar.
face,
Yeah.
ugly bitch.
Oh, she's not ugly.
She's ugly to me. She don't look good to
That's
me,
because
but
she's black and you're racist.
no.
What if you replace that
That's a
hat
weird
that she's
state.
wearing with a nice bath towel? Anyway.
I don't know.
Actually,
one
I
of
do
those
know.
people.
Like a ghetto
What-
fro.
One of
Race
those people that
Ginsburg.
uses race as a crutch, but Jesse Peters, a black guy that has strong opinions that, you can't use race as a crutch if you're debating him, which would level the playing field for these, politicians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ruth Ginsburg's my answer actually, because
Who?
I need.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
She wouldn't be able to lift up her head.
Yeah, that's I need. You need someone living who has very, very strong opinions and well thought out opinions on black this or how hard blacks are done by to go up
Yes.
against Peterson, because he's just so simple. You know what I mean? Like you'll
You
get
need
a
someone who's
huge
funny.
argument. Yeah, you need a
Funny.
huge argument. Jesse will get a huge argument thrown at him about why blacks are hard done by, and then he'll just turn around and say, "But do you love black people?" It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I revised my answer. I would like to see Jesse Lee Peterson take on The View.
Oh,
Just
that
all
would
of
be
them together.
Fantastic.
That would
I
be a
want
little
him
bit
and
more
Donald
interesting.
Jr. against in a debate against the View.
You absolute
I
degenerate.
got the Rona.
Mhm.
Are you playing the saxophone or the Rona?
Actually, that was the Jewel. Hey, man, we got a special guest in the green room, Dima. 210. I'm gonna grab Dima. Hello, Dima. 210. What's up? Oh God, it's gonna be a
Oh no.
Dima.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Oh, fucking.
Thank you
God.
for your opinion. I
Hold on, I'm gonna
appreciate
grab
it.
Dima again.
This is a
Hey, Dima.
Mm.
Got a caller. Dima, what's up?
All right, we gave him a chance.
Yo, can you
That's
hear me?
it. Oh,
Hey,
there
we
we
can
go.
hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
Oh,
buddy?
sweet.
Mute the stream.
Yeah, I had to mute the stream. My bad. So I think they did find an opponent for Jesse Lee Peterson. I think the girl's name was Ruby something.
Ruby
she-
something.
Is she an internet personality or something like that?
I have no idea. And when Ralph disclosed this, he basically said that nobody knows who this woman is, basically, but her name is Ruby something, and I can't fucking remember it for the life of me. But I had this feeling that I knew her from real life, and I might quite possibly that might be the case.
Okay, what's the
this
feeling
will be
based on?
interesting.
Okay, the feeling is based on the name Ruby. One, the name Ruby. Two, the way she looks, because they showed a picture of her. And three, that the way she talks. So I don't know. So it's pretty. It could be either or. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. True. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so. Are you looking forward to it at least?
If it's her, I mean, who gives a fuck if it's her? Who is that anyway?
Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
I don't know. Don't you enjoy watching people getting stomped from time to time?
True. Yeah, I do like that. I do like it. Could be refreshing, since it is somebody that we don't completely know, and it isn't somebody that's like established, so it's like we're gonna hear a new take. At least
best thing against Jesse Lee Peterson, to be fair, just no one with any baggage, just some completely random person
with strong opinions. Sorry, go.
Yeah, it could go either way. But also about the Black Israelites LARPing, that's a good question to ask. And if I were to say anything about it, I'm on the guy's side. I'm not sure what his name is, but the guy said that people don't know what they believe in, and they don't know that they don't know.
Yeah,
like I think that's 100% true. I think people don't know what they want, and they don't even know that they don't know what they want. So
yeah, but
well
that's
said.
some 4D chess bullshit. Like
it's not. It's really not. Though. It's not.
But if they don't know what they want and they're saying this is what they are, like, as far as I'm concerned, that's what they believe in. If I don't know, I don't know if I'm making sense, but like, I can't attribute, actual messages and what they want as opposed to what they're saying. Is I guess my point.
Yeah, that is the thing though, because it's like if they were LARPing, there would be some breadcrumbs or hints like here and there that would completely give it away if you were to pay close attention, wouldn't there?
You would have to
I would assume so.
You would have to be in a higher level of that group though. Like you'd be sniffing out because you'd know better.
Not even being in the group, but just hearing what they have to say, there has to be some kind of like giveaway that's nuanced. There has to be some kind of like maybe it's even inflection. I don't know. That might be going too far into it, but I feel like that there should be some kind of breadcrumb to figure that out. And I haven't seen it, so
yeah, I'd have to agree with on that. They seem way too genuine to be anything else. Like you see with Scientology, some of the lower level crazy people who buy into it, like they're 100% believers. And like you can't tell me those people are LARPing. You don't
kind of self-delusion going on there, huh?
For sure, there might be some self-delusion.
I think if you were right, then they would have no need for all the control over these people's lives. Like, why do cults control every aspect of their lives? Is to condition people to be like that, because they're not like that initially.
Yeah,
you have to really abuse people to get them to be that blind and that.
Yeah, that's a good point. That also leads to the question: if it's not a LARP, and I don't think it is a LARP. What's there to gain from people joining the group? Like, what's there to gain? And if it's brotherhood, then that's a very, very big draw, in today's day and age.
I think that's a good part of it for sure.
Yeah, it's probably a positive thing for a lot of them. You got your brotherhood.
I don't think there's
all saying jokes.
Too much of a financial aspect in it either. So, like that brotherhood's probably one of the main draws.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to.
What's up?
Yeah, I just want to give my 2 cents on those 2 things. And if you guys figure out what that girl's name is, and if you find her Twitter or something, please tweet it out or something, because it would be very interesting if I did know her.
Is it?
And if I
did
on
the 17th,
her,
right?
What's that?
It's the 17th. Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, call it next week. Let us know if you actually knew the broad.
Yeah, if I actually know the broad, then it'll be a fun show, definitely.
Anyway,
thanks, guys.
Thank
Later.
you. Cheers.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, I think he partially agreed with me.
I think he partially agreed with me too, though.
He did, yeah. Well, maybe there's a gray area here. Maybe there's no simple answer.
Yeah, you can't discount delusion.
No, I think you can expect it. I think you can rely on it. That's what I'm saying. Is people are deluded about themselves.
If you're deluding yourself, does that make what you're believing false? No. I don't. Like once that delusion's there, everything you believe in is true. And like it's truth to them. It doesn't have to be factually or objectively true. Like it's truth to them. That's why you always make fun of, oh, this is my truth. I'm gonna speak my truth. This is how this guy molested me. This is my
if
truth.
somebody ever says my truth, you just know it's bullshit, or they're some kind of mental.
Let me ask.
But it's truth to them.
Yeah, no, that is true. Very powerful to the self.
Do you guys ever feel envy for these people? Do you ever look at them and think to yourself, like, why can't I just believe it? Why can't I just be deluded and go about my day and not be? You know what I'm talking about? Why is it like that?
Not on this particular vein
Why
of thought,
am I
but
not
just
religious?
The ignorance is bliss meme. Yeah, sure.
Or just with anything.
I thought about that.
Yeah. To not look at the world and look at everything through a lens of pure cynicism.
It's hard.
Right? Oh, we can't go back. I don't think you can go back.
You definitely can't. Once you fucking crack that, you are stuck.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm bitching here. Like, oh, it's so
once you
so
shove
bad.
that whatever pill up your ass, like there's no going back.
Oh God, let's.
Hey man.
Yeah.
There's a difference between pessimistic nihilism and optimistic nihilism.
Please go on.
There was T.J. Miller had a podcast with Theo Vaughn. T.J.
He's
Miller
a stable human being.
Well, yeah.
Was he caught for jerking off on a train?
I have no idea. Allegedly.
That's what it was.
He did some weird shit, but he's had some like legit brain injuries and shit. But he talked about nihilism a lot. But even if he was brain injured, the idea seemed pretty sound. It was the difference between pessimistic nihilism and optimistic nihilism. This is on Theo Vaughn's podcast. The idea, if you're a nihilist, if you're moody and you're just out of high school and you're a nihilist, it's like everything, nothing matters, everything sucks, whatever, just let it all burn. I'm a nihilist. But the optimistic nihilist would be like, well, nothing matters. Let's do some absurd shit and get some laughs out of it. Or nothing matters, so whatever. I'm gonna do some crazy shit.
Boy, I really hate both of those schools of thought.
Yeah, I think somewhere in the middle is probably the healthiest way to be.
I don't know. I just don't get the nothing matters boys. Like, well, then like I don't know. I mean, whose perspective? Through the cold universe. Saying through the cold perspective of the universe, but that's not who you are. You can't not be a person, dude. Just admit that you're a human being and shit matters to you. Like, that's what you're trying to do, is say, I have transcended. I am no longer of the personal cares of this universe. I'm better than you. Fuck you. You're just the same. You need to eat, and that fucking matters. It's such a I'm gonna blow myself. Nothing matters. I'm so fucking smart.
Well, that transcendence is probably a defense mechanism against the pains of living in the actual real world.
Yeah, you're afraid.
You try to be transcendent against that and be a nihilist rather than face your actual, emotions and things that are kind of hard to deal with.
Yeah, you're right. I saw a bumper sticker and I lost my mind like a conniption patient. Because it was some Rick and Morty meme, and this blue guy's like, life is pain. I'm like, yeah, life is pain. Stop pretending like you're happy.
Mr. Meeseeks.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, maybe. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Yeah, look how happy I am. I'm totally used to the world being terrible. I'm happy. Shut up and deal with it.
Just is what it is, baby.
The robot that passes butter. It's like, what is my purpose? You pass butter. It's like, yeah, okay, be that cynical, but
it is what it is.
Yeah, but like, if nothing matters, then passing butter is just as valid as anything else.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bit of a freeing aspect to this nihilism idea.
So
I feel like.
The pessimistic view would be like, I'm just a butter robot. That's all I do is pass this shit. This sucks. But the optimistic view would be like, hey, I have a purpose in this existence, in this universe, and it is to pass butter. It's a well-defined task. It's something I'm made to do. I can do it. I'm gonna do it and be useful.
That's self-actualization, brother.
There you go, baby. Yeah, just like, hey,
sure,
this is where I fit in.
That's still nihilistic in the grand scheme of things. Like, it still doesn't matter.
Sure.
Well,
but at least you can, like, just be kind of chill
you can
while it doesn't
find
matter.
your own meaning and fuck what anybody says.
I suppose so.
It's like people that
exactly.
say you're insignificant because you're a speck of dust. You're a load of dust floating suspended in a sunbeam. It's like you take that Carl Sagan shit and shove it right back in the 70s with their fucking LSD. Fucking hippies.
But-
You absolute. What's the phrase? Flagrants? Is that what we're using now? We're saying flagrants, guys.
Flagrants.
It's absolute flagrants who want to tell you that you're insignificant and your life doesn't matter. And that's about the most wrong thing I've ever fucking heard in my life.
No, not really. You're insignificant. No, therefore you're free to make whatever choice you want.
To who?
To the grand scheme of things.
To everyone that
grand
isn't.
scheme of things. Who gives a shit what Jupiter thinks?
Well, I mean,
Hey, man.
Why do you care? Why are you hung up on what the grand scheme of things thinks?
Exactly.
I gotta fucking eat.
No, exactly. Like,
Yeah,
who
free.
cares what the grand scheme is? In the grand scheme, you're nothing, so you're free to do everything.
Can you
Hey,
believe it? They're
My
Speaking of
angle.
And speaking of schemes, guys, we got a guest in the green room here. I just wanted to say if anyone wants to go and chat with us on the air, you go to join.theaftershow.live. It'll take you
John
to our
Pitcairn,
Discord.
you don't matter. You're a statistic. You're just a number somewhere.
And I wanted to
You
bring
may
this guy
mean something
in.
to your close family, but they don't mean anything either. They're just
Hey, man,
numbers too.
I want to bring
Everything's
this
a number.
guy in. The Sphinx. Hey, the Sphinx. What is up, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah, not much. How you guys doing?
Hey, I'm good, man.
Dude, great show tonight.
Thank you.
I know this is the after show, but you guys are talking about nihilism and all that. Just take the COVID-19 for example.
Yeah.
A nihilistic approach of either you're going to get it or you're not. You're going to be sick or you're not. But what do you do in the meantime? Are you actually going to help, or are you going to be used to society? Or are you just going to fall apart even as society is falling apart around you? It's just kind of like just how you're going to deal with today and tomorrow with everything going on. I mean, it feels a little, I don't know. Tonight was a great stream. I just feel like it's a little bit lackluster in some parts.
Yeah.
I think
And
my
Ralph
view of
Guitar-
the COVID, if you want to take nihilism and COVID, it would be we don't have to lock ourselves up and it didn't have to spread. But people are so fucking stupid through lack of knowledge or pandering to that lack of knowledge that it was going to happen anyway.
Apex is putting
Exactly.
people in an existential crisis where they realize that part of what they understand about themselves is no longer there, and they're scrambling to find some place. Like, where do I belong? I think you're right. It's throwing people for a loop.
I don't know. Have you guys seen what Michigan just did?
No,
What's that?
what's going on?
Governor Gretchen Whitmer, she just banned seeds.
Oh my god.
Wait,
What?
seeds?
Seeds.
Well, I'll try to
Like
bring it up.
all
on the stream.
seeds, as in
Like plant seeds, sesame seeds, shit like that?
No, like gardening seeds. Like,
So what's
yeah.
what's the thought process behind it?
What?
What did she say?
I honestly, I don't
So,
even
hang
know.
on. I'll simplify.
so
Are you trying to tell us that you're not allowed to produce your own food right now?
you're not, basically, I'm not allowed to start my garden. I'm not allowed to take care of my lawn.
Is this
Like-
bitch for real? What?
Okay, so less than a week ago, she was trying to extend her executive powers by 70 days.
Oh, you got a Caesar.
This is in Michigan.
This is in Michigan.
I got a picture
And
of Gretchen here.
they-
Gretchen Whitmer.
They've been fighting with the legislators for like this went on until Thursday. Well, they passed that they would extend her executive powers to 28 days would take us to the end of April. And she's been really shooting Michigan in the foot. Completely stopped construction projects. Completely stopped any chance of us even getting a crop for the year.
Silverfish, can you confirm? You said she's the governor, right?
She's the governor.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have this from Detroit Free Press article up here.
Yeah.
In-store
that.
purchases of Michigan lottery tickets are permitted, but buying a can of paint or a bag of seeds is off limits.
What
It's
the fuck?
it's
And
getting
I guess
bad.
That could be hoarding. Are you like?
I'm sorry, what?
Sphinx, are you a home gardener, or are you a farmer, or or you just read about seeds in general and this government overreach?
Ever since the COVID-19 or whatever happened in like early November, December, I've been planning to start my garden this spring as soon as it pops. Like as soon as I get a nice day, I'm going out tilling the fields. But she just slapped this on me, and I was literally about to go get seeds. I should have got them a week ago before all this stuff blew out. I'm really trying not to swear. I don't know what's allowed and not allowed. But I don't know. It's incredibly crazy. And what I think is even crazier is Biden's looking at her for the VP.
Really? I didn't know that.
Is
Yeah.
he this? Wow.
We're ramping up, guys.
Because I don't know if you guys watched the State of the Union address, this last one. Well, she gave the State of the State address. Like, she was nominated from all the governors to give the State of the State address for, I don't know, for the Democratic side, for all sides.
Yeah, it's a Democratic side, obviously.
Yeah, but she's basically the top like spot for Biden's VP.
Yeah.
Hey, Spikes, here.
I was going to say maybe a potential solution to your seed problem. There are a bunch of seed catalogs in the United States that they'll mail you seeds in the mail. Like Burpee is one of them. There's a bunch of other ones that'll mail you seeds and stuff. So that might be a good way to, if you're worried about it, get your garden going. I did some mail order seeds about a week ago.
Yeah,
well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Chunks of potatoes in the yard. I did that a while ago.
Yeah, that's also what I'm doing. I have a bag of spuds that I'm the inner Irish of me is I'm gonna plant these golden Yukon spuds.
Hey man,
those are good potatoes.
Potatoes are great.
Yeah. You can do that with onions as well. They're pretty easy to grow, like the tops of or whatever.
I got some onions that are like a little old and they're sprouting. What do I do with them so efficient?
Just cut off the part where they're sprouting, and try to save as much onion as you can eat. Weird and sprouting. Take the sprouting part and you just bury that under some soil, and
can I just like bury the entire onion if I wanted to?
Oh God,
you could. That's how you harvest onions, right? So when an onion is ready under the ground, you dig it up, and it has some foliage above ground, and that the stuff underground is a bulb that you can consume. So if you plant the bulb, and it can grow out through the top and make more foliage and make more onions, whatever.
Thank you.
Sorry, go on, buddy.
Must do it. I think the caller left. Caller, thank you. I think his name was Mr. Sphinx or whatever. Thanks for taking us up to that.
Yeah, I'm giving some ideas for seed catalogs.
People going to jail for moving seeds from state to state.
Yeah, that's thinking about like the Dick Masterson versus Medicare debate. Objectively, Medicare had all the right ideas on how to contain the virus, but Dick was goddamn right about this government overreach that's going to happen and is happening. Like,
and they're not going to let go.
Why can't this guy buy seeds?
Actually, I was just thinking that the biggest tragedy of all this in the West, in our circle, is not the death toll; it's the relinquishment of rights. You know what I mean?
You can't even trust the death toll either. Like other people have brought up that deaths from other things like pneumonia have gone down because they're counting those as corona. So you can't even trust the death number.
That's
Yeah, the death numbers are death numbers, but like I think the more critical part it's essentially the Patriot Act over again.
Yeah, and the Patriot Act's still in action.
I don't even know where to look anymore, guys. Like we've got progressives that are saying that Trump was right. We've got liberals saying that Trump needs to shut down borders. Like, what the hell is happening?
No, but going back to our previous conversation about the religious nuts, it's like that is their reality. They don't know that it's different. It's like why you got fucking AOC running into the border prisons, talking to the detained, and then saying that they're drinking out of fucking toilets, when in reality the toilet and sink is the same fucking appliance.
The media overreach and the tactics are being used during coronavirus.
Yeah, but when the people
scary.
are given the raw information that is the most truthful version of reality that they could ever have, when it's right in front of them, they'll still fuck it up.
Well, it's because you can't, even if you put the information, like, you can't trust the truth. Like, you're gonna march it out like a naked virgin that's just gonna pelt her to death. People are also awash with misinformation, and that's misinformation, right? That's what Susan hates. That's what everyone talks about.
You know what really pissed me off the last weekend was people saying Trump is misinforming the public by saying hydroxychloroquine could potentially, it might or it might not be an effective treatment, and people are like just complaining. This is misinformation. This is a lie. Blah blah blah. I don't see anywhere where he said this is absolutely going to work, or that you should go out and take it. Like,
it's all very disappointing. I mean, whenever something like this happens, it does call into question the legitimacy of the people in charge. So it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity to move powers around, to shift things around, to make moves. You know what I'm talking about?
Like a shell game, essentially.
Yeah, it's all so goddamn. It's just so tiresome. I mean, at the end of the day, it would almost be. I would almost welcome the actual virus that they were promising us instead of this, which is just a power grab where you have governors making it so this guy can't buy fucking. What the hell's happening?
That's a consequence of a lack of wars, though, because we have nothing to actually worry about. So the smallest things are the biggest thing.
Right. Well, this is the closest thing to a global war we've had since World War II. This is the first thing that is a global shutdown of an economy, the global economy, the same common enemy.
Wrong.
Huh?
I'm wrong, am I?
I think you're wrong, because you're saying that if only we had an alien invasion, all our problems would be solved. Like, we already have the problem.
Yeah, that's Corona right there. You know? So that's a common enemy.
Right, but we don't have the unity. The unity is what is required.
It's not.
That's what happens in the movies, but it doesn't happen for real.
Half the time when you don't have the unity, the empire just tears itself apart. You're not guaranteed a positive ending, because
guys, everyone is unified behind Israel. Shut the fuck up.
True.
No, not true.
No. I just want to be on the record that I love Susan and the Israel.
You're very optimistic.
All I have to say about this coronavirus stuff is I feel slightly ashamed to admit that it wasn't more deadly, and that I have to put my leather and metal studded bondage gear away.
You're right.
I mean, I'm not going to have an opportunity to wear that out.
It was another fucking ad. This whole thing was just another ad for your pharmaceutical, and hopefully it's an ad for nationalism. Okay?
It definitely is. I think that's one of the good things that's going to come out of this is like these supply shortages that we've run into, and just how much that, like, in America we've exported all of our businesses. I think that will probably make some change, at least in the medical sector, biomedical sector.
Yeah,
like, because China's got all of our antibiotics, all of our antivirals. We're essentially held hostage by China at this point.
They were making comparisons with that against, like, weapons production. They're like, you wouldn't let China or Iran or
Russia or whatever,
Russia just like produce your weapons, would you? To keep a strong military, you shouldn't do that to keep a strong, health infrastructure.
I think they would, actually, if it was cheap enough, like a China situation. The only problem is, in that situation, is that you got your enemies with the same weapon.
But you're saying that nationalism is gonna rise up and solve the problem.
I think a lot more inshoring is gonna happen in the U.S.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't see effective national leadership being toppled on reliance on China to produce everything that you use. That's not good leadership. You have to have a country that can sustain it.
Nationalism, but
and
a
a globalism at least, yeah.
A decrease in globalism, exactly.
Yeah.
I think you're being very optimistic, to be honest with you. Because
yeah.
Wait, hear me out. Let's say nationalism rises in America, right? It's not gonna be what you want. They're gonna do something crazy, like peacefully sunset the guy you like in charge, put somebody you hate in charge, and shove all the shit they've been shoving down your throat even harder. It's not gonna be what you fucking want, and it's never gonna be that.
That's exactly how our government functions. We vote.
That's what I'm fucking saying, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's more obvious for us because it's like we vote for a party, but we obviously vote for the figurehead and his slogans. And then after 6 months to say, hey, this isn't our prime minister anymore. We're just going to switch him out with this.
It's just another carrot. It's another one of those things, you know, when you're promising, well, this is going to, you know, that nationalism that we've all been talking about loving, it's gonna come back. They're gonna dupe you into supporting it, and they're gonna fucking hang you with it. That's just my opinion.
Because the fairies are going to be the nationalist figureheads, so you have to be a supporter of the fairies as well.
Fairy nationalism. There you go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the end of us all. Oh, if this coffee doesn't first, it's gonna be the end of us all, my friend.
No, I think it's the beginning of our little nation that we were talking about a couple of months ago.
It's like we're living in hell because every single ending to these stories be poetic and ironic in a certain sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be nationalism that is the final nail that sinks us. It's what they always do. Like with the Corona thing, they how long are we talking about it? We've been watching the Medicare stream since December, right? And now they completely took it's just the flu bro thing and flipped it around on you, whether you like it or not. Like
they did the same thing with masks.
Yeah, maybe I'm just seeing patterns, but it seems like a lot of times political opponents, when they're losing or when they're winning, they'll just flip things like that. If something's working, they'll take it, they'll brand it a certain way, and they'll use it against you.
That's because they figure out it's bullshit before we do. Then when they figure out it's bullshit, they want to keep the momentum, so they'll turn it into something else. They need that momentum.
I just don't have, I'm not a political leader. I never will be. I don't have I can't think of any positive solution for my country, America, other than prolonging the upcoming inevitable catastrophe as long as possible. Because look at this shit. How much of these government overreaches are going to roll back? The Patriot Act, right? I mean, you know the story. You know the story.
None of it rolls back.
There's no going back. We're locked in at the point. What are you going to do? I mean, it's like I think a lot of us hold each other to this standard. Like, well, what's your solution? You don't need a solution because you're fucking nobody.
The other problem that all of you people have is you guys actually want the boogaloo. Like every other Western country is totally fine with how things are for the most part. You guys are the ones that are rearing for a fight, man. You need your second civil war.
I don't think you're too wrong about that, to be quite honest.
People are going to keep getting whipped up, whether you like it or not.
I mean, as we are, as like a modern government, we're one of the oldest, I think. I don't think there's many that are older.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Like Germany's been around forever, but like as it is, that country's only been there for 25 years.
Apex, equalize your audio. Matthew S. just complained about it. I can't do anything, Matthew.
Am I too loud or am I too quiet? Just tell me.
You go in and out.
Yeah, you're wiggling around, buddy.
You've got two modes, blasting and normal. If you could just talk in a nice, smooth NPR jazz tone the whole time, I think that might be fantastic.
You're right. I'll put on a background track.
Yeah, your solution probably lies more within an equilibrium type situation.
I have a lot of sirens going past my place. I just won't go push the talk anymore.
Are you guys listening to Tim Pool or watch his content?
No.
I see headlines every now and then. They come up on my YouTube feed, but I haven't really seen anything in the past couple of days.
Yeah, he's a bit of a weirdo, but I enjoy getting his take on just the dumb shit Democrats are saying. But once he was talking about how he was in Egypt during the revolutions and just how weird this civil war was, because there was a fight, the civil war happened in a square, and 2 streets over the tea house, everything's operating as normal. So this large scale boogaloo is like, that's not going to happen. Like,
so it's like a civil war, but in a soccer field.
You'll get spots of domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
Well,
until one side gives up.
I know times have changed, but correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't our Civil War like that too? Like at Gettysburg, didn't people watch from like their porches?
Yeah, maybe there were people watching. Like there were journalists, and like just people hanging out there watching it.
Well, but, that's a good example of the high hopes that people have.
That's mobilized armies versus each other.
Yeah.
That's a bit different than people fighting police and then burning down a few buildings.
Well, it's non-existent now because they just level entire blocks. You got to get the fuck out if you're in a war.
Well, there's no point in also leveling a city that you want to control and rule. You know what I mean?
Sherman's March to the Sea, man. That shit was crazy.
It adds up though, because if you've got a situation, you've got a squad that's pinned down by a sniper. It takes you too long to transport a amount of troops that you could storm the building and execute the guy. It takes you 20 minutes to launch a fucking jet into the area and drop a JDAM on it. You know what I mean?
What?
The difference, a big difference between the Civil War and now was the Civil War was North versus South, and you had states going and trying to occupy territory of other states. But now it seems like if there was a Boogaloo Part 2, it would be against the citizenry. It would be the citizenry against the government itself, which would be a unified federal government, not the North or South. I don't know.
It's left
it might be
right.
Texas versus. So. It could be Texas versus California, or like the states that lean right versus the states that lean left. But
Silverfish, I think that's kind of a simple way to look at it, though. I mean, you're telling me that every single unit of every single military force and every single police force are all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
it would be the people that basically the redcoats versus the patriots. I mean, it would be people that are just like, okay, let's go with authoritarian government rule versus the people that are like, nah, I like my property.
See, I'm much more inclined to believe the balkanization theory. That as power breaks down, it's going to be harder for one group to control all these states, all this territory. That power is more likely going to break up and coalesce in smaller groups, smaller states. Yeah. I think militaries might branch off and do their own thing, defend their own interests. I mean, at the end of the day, soldiers are loyal to the person who feeds them.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you'll just have more of the same because your country has a lot of power in the states, whereas, like I said a couple of weeks ago, most of our government action is on the federal level. You just have a bit more power in the states, and it'll be crazy because you'll think that there's going to be a lot of fighting in the transition, but you'll realize that it's actually already like that. You're just cutting out the bullshit. You know what I'm trying to get at?
Not especially, to be honest.
Yeah. Please elaborate.
Yes, please.
It comes back to you fucking people wanting to fight, and the reality is that you're probably not going to have a fight as much.
I don't think people really want to. I think the people that want to fight join the military.
No, compared to the rest of the world, you fucking people definitely want to kill each other more than any other country wants to kill them.
We want to kill each other, but I don't think people want to have the stomach to fight.
Yeah, those are two different things.
Yeah.
Wanting to fight and willing to fight, radically different.
Well, this is something else that annoys me. And Silverfish, you seem to know a lot about history, so please tell me if I'm wrong, but wasn't America essentially... Well, let me preface by saying this. I think the Second Amendment is extremely important, and it was definitely it. And part of the reason why we won the revolution, right? But it annoys me when people say that's all that there is. I mean, weren't we losing until Washington came in and he basically turned them into an army? Like if you were drunk, you weren't in the constitutional army. You were out. Like he whipped them up into shape. It was really important. He's the one that basically won the war, right?
Yeah, you have to have organization and stuff like that. I mean, if you have a bunch of people willing to fight, that's one thing, but you need to be organized.
Right? It's fine. It's fine to have a militia. But you got to be turned into soldiers, or you're gonna get run through and shredded. I mean, do you have the stomach? Do you know what you're fucking talking about? Like these people who think they can take their
There's a difference between willing and able.
You would be up against soldiers. You don't stand a fucking chance. You're LARPing the shit. What do you do? If you want to fight, go join the fucking military, or at least take yourself seriously. I don't get it.
A lot of militias take themselves seriously, man, and have like structures and drill and train and shit. It's pretty crazy.
I think counting on the U.S. military to fight against everyone, I mean, that's probably realistic. Ideally, you would think that they would refuse, though.
I think they would.
A lot of people would desert, I would assume.
You would have a split army.
That would be a pretty severe fraction. And, like, it's not against like state lines either. Like that's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like North versus South. It would be more of a idealism.
Like even look at this now. Look how fucking furious you are about this Michigan Broad banning seeds and stuff. And there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, ban these seeds. This is great. Like, I think those are the lines you're looking at. And I don't think it's just going to be government against people. I think it's going to be people and government versus people.
Well, it's definitely going to be confusing.
I could see something pop off this weekend, man, with Easter coming up. What do you guys think with we're not supposed to go to places of worship, but Easter's coming up? I see a possible source of friction here.
I think we're living in a Twilight Zone episode. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you think people are going to go to church or?
Yeah. People are going to go. They're going to make
it's not
YouTube
a
videos.
Smart idea, but I think they're going to, and I'll defend their right to do so.
Let me ask you what's worse. This is going to be a horrible joke, but telling a Islamic person that they can't practice their religion, or which one do you think is more dangerous? Because one of them can get quite explosive.
You cut after Did you say anything after?
No, this situation that we're talking about.
Christians.
That versus telling Christians that they can't,
That's interesting. The Christians are the ones that are in the media.
Listen, this is fucking bullshit, though, man. Like, everyone's talking about Islam. Islam's so bad. Like, don't discount the Crusades, man. The Christians fuck some shit up.
Yeah, but now we're in power, so we don't have to worry about it.
But it's the wars kept going, trying to go into
too,
Europe, man. They were just the Jews have always fucked shit up, but
they've fed people to lions and shit, man.
The Crusades were in response to a jihad.
Yeah, they were responsive, bro.
Yeah, but still, shit got fucked up there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you tread on us.
It's never what you want.
Yeah.
The Crusades are going to say it's never what you want.
It got
I'm just saying that this minimizing of the Christian atrocities is unacceptable.
You know what?
They're just as good as 9/11, maybe even multiple times.
You shattered my entire perception of reality with that one, because you're totally right.
Way better than 9/11.
Way
Big
better.
time.
The Crusades are
way better.
There's a whole fleet of horses that rode into a building. Swords drawn.
Building 7, no class. No class.
But
no style.
I agree with you, Fish Monster, about I don't think it would be a good idea to go and worship in mass. I don't think it's a good idea for the government to ban it. And I defend the right for people to do it, but I would hope they would not. And I would hope the government would not prevent them to. That's the.
Well, I don't want the government able to do stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't want people to think it's a good idea either. So, like with a good libertarian government and people living in peace, you have to have a populace that can make good decisions on their own merit in mass, and that's really seems hard.
Let me ask you this. Let's just take, for example, it's a small story. You're going to shrink this human story down to a little element, right? You've got You're on a destroyer or like a frigate or some type of small warship off the coast of Norfolk, right? Okay. You've got 300 sailors and 30 officers. And the two top officers say, okay, we're going to bomb Norfolk because Washington wants us. What do you think is going to happen on that ship?
Yeah.
No one... It's not happening.
I don't think they're going to bomb Norfolk.
I think you're going to see a change of command after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
I would assume some of the junior officers might try to relieve.
Yeah.
Do that. If that failed, then probably some of the top enlisted would try to relieve all the officers.
I don't know.
If that failed, probably all the people trying to man the missiles and man the guns would be like, I don't want to push the fucking button.
It would be like a reverse 9/11. You've got passengers on the ship with box cutters trying to break into the whatever you call it, the bridge of the ship to stop the atrocity from happening.
I think your officers would actually be the ones more likely to not pull the trigger, because the young ones would have less to fight for. Your officers got the previous experience, plus you're fighting for your country and your family at this point. You don't just fight for your country because of what the president tells you to do or your local leader. You're fighting for the good of your country. I think a lot of your older officers would remember that.
Some of them. I don't have as much faith in the higher.
Neither do I.
Officer corps. I mean, a lot of those guys are they got there for a reason. It's difficult to rise in the officer ranks. Like, did you know, at least in America, if you run up, they can stay at the same rank for like ever, right? But if they go up for the next rank and they fail, I think 3 times in a row, they get kicked out. So you can't even keep your job. So you see a lot of people who are like 40 or 50 who are like lieutenants or captains, basically like an 03 or 04, who are like, they're salt and pepper, and you're wondering why are they such a low rank. It's because they failed twice, and so they're just going to sit there middling as a 03 for the rest of their fucking life to like a retire. There's some slimy people, and a lot of those guys that reach to the higher levels, they're good at that. Let's put it that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm
following the higher ups.
Full blast. You're like a medieval history nerd, right?
I dabble.
Okay, in the chat, Labrinian Rebel says, Crusader swords can't melt Constantinople's beams. How do you feel about
that? Maybe lighting your swords on fire wasn't a good idea, guys. I do think that Crusades are a great example. Like I was saying, like, you want nationalism, you're not going to get what you want. Is like, a lot of people really believed in the Crusades. At the end of the day, they ultimately were just a costly expense, right? I mean, one of them ended with the emperor of the Holy Roman Emperor drowning in a fucking river. That's not a good look.
Well, I mean, I think a lot more politicians should be drowning in rivers, though. I don't think that's
man, there
by itself a bad thing.
There are some funny crusades. Like, I think they sent just a boatloads of children at one point because the papacy was like, well, children are pure, so they're gonna take the Holy Land.
Oh, is that what started off the Muslims? Proclivities.
Well, I mean, they didn't even get there. 8 of the 10 boats straight sunk. There's another one. I think it was led by some guy.
Just like Epstein killed himself, motherfucker. Those popes got those kids.
Oh yeah, that it was all a big child laundering scheme. You know what? I could believe that.
A child laundering scheme? Yeah.
There was another one led by some guy named, like, I'm gonna get it wrong, it was like Peter the Penniless, like John the Penniless. Some guy named John the Penniless led a crusade of peasants. They all believed what they believed, but at the end of the day, they didn't get what they wanted. Some people blame the Crusades for helping the rise of usury. Have you heard that?
You mean usury? Is that what?
Usury?
Yeah, usury.
Yeah. I don't know. Usury, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe that's a national treasure meme, guys. You can roast me with that.
I found the Penniless Crusade is Walter Sans-Savoie.
The Penniless Crusade. I don't mean to laugh.
Let's see.
Boys had faith.
As lieutenant to Peter the Hermit, he co-led the People's Crusade at the beginning of the First Crusade. The People's Crusade, I'll go to that page. It was the first, largest, most well-documented of the popular crusades. It lasted roughly 6 months, April to October 1096, and is categorized as a prelude to the First Crusade. There are a lot of these damn crusades, bro.
All I'm saying is Islam may have the corner of the market on religious violence today, but in general, for history, everyone had their fair shake.
Let me ask you this, Captain Curry. Let me ask you this: would Islam be in a different state if the last the last caliphate wasn't trampled by elephants from the Attila the Hun or Genghis Khan or whoever?
I don't know enough about that to.
Some people claim
anything.
So up into the medieval ages, Islam is not that old, is it?
Nope.
It's like 600s.
Yeah.
6 to 1100, somewhere around there.
There was the ruler of Islam was in Baghdad, and he claimed to have a direct bloodline to Muhammad. And then again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was the Huns, but it might have been Genghis Khan. I think it was the Huns that came in and took him and threw him in a bag and ran him over in the street with elephants. and so they severed the Islam's last bloodline to Muhammad in their eyes, and ever since then, this is what you've got. What do you think? Do you think how much different would their timeline be over the past 1,000 years if that had not happened?
Well,
I think they do. I think a lot of people put a lot of undue influence on bloodlines for sure. I think it transcended blood though at that point. It became sort of a widespread belief to convert and whatnot.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the bloodlines of Japanese emperors and everyone else that they get toppled at some point. Their legitimacy gets thrown in question, and that's pretty much the end of them. No one cares about the queen anymore. Well, they still do, I guess. That's totally wrong.
Every religion seems to go through a tempering period. Like Christianity in the Crusades was pretty brutal and bloodthirsty, but then 400 years later it calmed down. But then think about Islam; it's 400 years.
It depends on the religion, man.
To Christianity.
No, yeah, it depends on who's winning.
Period.
When you're talking about the Crusades, aren't you talking about Catholicism?
Yeah, pretty much.
My religion, my culture, it started off in like bloodshed and warfare, and calmed down like immediately after that.
Oh yeah, do tell.
Had a brief resurgence. So Sikhism, it started essentially as a movement against the Mughals, Islamic invaders of India, and these boys fought tooth and nail, and then the religion calmed
and
down.
What year was that? That started
1468, something like that, 1500s.
68. Word.
Crazy times.
Yeah, it's a religion of gods at weight. You know what I mean? Because you're always meant to be ready to pick up that fucking sword and.
See,
essentially.
Maybe that's how true patriot should be with liberty. The tree of liberty needs to be fed every now and then by what?
So you're more American than these other two. That's insane.
By the blood of tyrants.
Blood of tyrants, yeah. I just find the whole era so damn interesting. I mean, there's multiple time periods. Like, what was it? Was it a jihad that had reached all the way to Vienna in the 14 or 1500s? And their army had blown holes in the Viennese walls with cannonballs.
Damn.
But Vienna was employing Swiss like mercenaries who came in. So you basically this chaotic battle of religions and also gunpowder and steel. The whole thing. I don't know. I find it fascinating that people are still people at the end of the day. They live through these times. It's interesting stuff to me.
Hey, why were the Swiss mercenaries so dope? Like
that's a good question.
I know even the Vatican City now has Swiss Guard. It's tradition or whatever, but like
it's been a thing
mercenaries
through every single medieval Total War game I've played.
Don't they have like a special name, like Janissaries or Hussars or something like that?
They've got lots of names, like Langersnecks or something like that. Like there's different groups.
Some with an L,
over different periods. Yeah, but it seems consistently, even back to the Romans were using. That's how they got assimilated, right? More and more Celtic warriors, a lot of them from the region. Maybe it's the altitude. Who knows? They still to this day, don't they have they've got mandatory enlistment periods and they've got a ton of guns
for a year or two, and they all have rifles in their home.
Altitude does make a huge difference, though. That's why you get marathon runners, Tour de France guys with bicycles. They all train in high altitude.
Well, that could also be
your body naturally produces more blood cells to deal with the low oxygen.
Yeah.
Isn't it also your lungs are conditioned to take in more oxygen as well? Because they're thinner.
Volume-wise, not so much, no. But you have more blood.
Of shit.
Yeah, you transfer more oxygen more efficiently, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's more of a function of how many blood cells you have, more than just the volume your lungs take.
Because I remembered that when I was learning about the Kosciuszko Sherpas and shit, is that they can just breathe. It's fine.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I love when people bring up these time periods as a disparagement against people of European heritage. Like, well, you people were killing each other forever across Europe. Well, look, everyone does that across every continent. And two, those people turned it. I want to say we, but I can't say that I partook in that. I don't want to take the honor because those people turned it into a fucking art. They made it a fucking skill. Why were the Swiss so good at it? Because they had a secluded kingdom. And instead of just murdering each other. They sat around and said, let's turn this bloodshed into a fucking sport and then sell it and get good at it. And I don't know. I don't think that's something to apologize for. Fuck you. They were great at it. Hey, why is America not ruled by the Iroquois? Because they got conquered by fucking settlers, not immigrants. I can't stand that this is a nation of immigrants thing. It's a fucking lie.
Labyrinthian Rebel, real quick, says Sikhs are based. So, big PP.
Sikhs are based. What does that mean?
Sikhs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Captain Curry is based. He has a big PP.
I think they've
very big PP.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. I mean, the Apache and shit in America. Joe Rogan keeps talking about this book he's reading that I will probably never read, but he's going to talk about it for 6 months. But he's like, the Apache were crazy. They learned how to use horses, and they kind of reigned terror on all the other tribes, and they were just, ruthless and murderous, and they were
technologically superior, for sure.
Yeah, they were technologically superior to the other tribes because they had the horses and bows and arrows and stuff, and they were formidable against the white man that came and with guns and all that. But it's just how it goes when you have a little technology on another culture, I guess, and you want their land. Yeah, the way she goes, boys.
There's always a whoever's in charge is the person who's got the monopoly on warfare, right? That's the way she goes. I'm gonna post an image, Silverfish, for you if you want to show it. This is one of the funniest things. Just before I get off the topic, everyone has heard about the trials by combat in the medieval times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? Game of Thrones, right?
Well, look, they're not. Yeah, these people weren't stupid. It's like they didn't just jump to that, right? They went over what they could first, and if they couldn't come to a conclusion, they'd say, okay, well then let's let God decide.
Yeah, back in Game of Thrones time.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
So wait, they went after each other's in holes.
Yeah. So this image, I couldn't find the one I was looking for, but this image is what they would do for a man and a wife. So if you're if you're getting divorced. And and your divorce man couldn't be solved any other way than God's got to decide. They're gonna put one of you in a hole so that it's fair. I think you're in the hole, and she's
she seems to be out of the hole.
And then what? You just fight each other to the death?
Well, I don't know if it's to the death, but she's got a sack full of rocks or something like that, and all you have is club. So it's somewhere in Europe. This was.
He's trying to get in her ass with that club, man.
I'm down. I am so down for this.
He's trying to pull her ass in there, and he's gonna fuck her.
I'm gonna put this in my prenup.
They're just trying to have weird, kinky sex. That's not. Back in the day.
This gives me an idea.
He's getting choked out here. He's trying to jack off and choke her or something.
Yeah, because that's the dude. That looks like the dude with who's got the one in the DDT.
Yeah.
No, it's the woman. Woman is choking him and grabbing his fucking sack.
She's grabbing his sack and choking him while he's, Yeah. Are you sure these aren't just drawings of pictures of your fantasies?
This isn't medieval hentai or whatever.
Yeah, this looks like a crudely made drawing in a 14-year-old's notebook.
When you found this, were you jerking off?
I found this 4 minutes ago, so yes.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
Is it the feet pics?
Oh man, I don't. This gives me hope. Like, would you guys want to see maybe Hulk Hogan in a hole fighting like Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah, I would love that. That would be the best thing on television.
All he's got is a little that's just the handle from a hammer, and she's got a sack full of rocks. Oh man, that would be a fantastic fight.
I would love that. That would be better. I mean, the UFC, they were supposed to have a match not tomorrow, the Saturday after, but that got canceled, man.
The coach cancelled professional fighting. We are fucked.
Well, so Dana White was like, fuck it, man. We're going to find a Native American reservation. We're going to find an island for the international people. We're going to do it. And we're going to do it, Saturday after next or whatever. And
the PR machine, though, would destroy his company.
Yeah, I heard he backed out because Disney didn't like it or something. I don't know what to deal with.
Fucking Disney, man. They gave up billions of dollars every day by closing their stuff.
I wonder where they're making that money
back. I am a real American.
UFC 249 is off after requests from California, Disney, and ESPN. So Dana White really wanted to do it, but I guess they were like, nah, fuck that.
So all the people that own the television rights and the advertising rights for that had complained about
it. Wait, say that again?
They own the
No, I don't care what you say, Apex. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you mean fucking Silverfish.
UFC 249 is off after a request from California, Disney, and ESPN. Dana White, the UFC president.
Disney and ESPN are the same company.
Yeah,
So
basically.
By
They're also
transitive
California.
property, I guess California is Disney as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shit.
Yep.
But I think it's still going to happen in like a week or two past when
Disney,
they wanted
Disney
it to.
and Disney said no UFC.
Yeah, but I think he's still going to try to get an island and do some weird shit because he's,
Stay
he's a billionaire.
inside, guy.
That's the question.
Dana White sucks, man. He's a low rent Vincent man.
Okay, so Disney's a big company with their hands in a lot of soups, right? Do you think they're just gonna walk away from that money that they're losing, or are they gonna try to make it up?
They're not, dude. Billions of dollars is nothing to them. Like, okay, their parks closed, they're not paying. Yeah, dude.
If it was nothing to them, then why have the park?
I'd agree with you if you said tens of millions, but not billions. But
no, it's billions. It's billions of dollars. I think it's like something like $13 billion a day generated in revenue from tickets, all the sales.
So your answer is nothing. They're not even going to talk about it. They're just going to accept that it's a loss.
Yeah,
and never talk about it. What about
it's nothing to them.
Apex, Silverfish, what do you think?
Well, they have to write it off, but I don't think it means nothing to them.
Without that $13 billion a day from the park, they're still a extremely successul movie production entertainment company.
They're not right now. Are we talking about gross income or
look? Disney Plus is a huge fucking hit. It's Netflix essentially.
Right, but they're not making new movies.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know. I've heard
They're putting a lot of movies directly to Netflix now.
No, but I mean, Netflix, they can't make the movies because no one's allowed to be next to each other, though.
Yeah, okay, so everyone's in that same boat, though. I don't think they're losing that much money.
I mean, I'm talking about more looking into the future a bit more. Like, cause I've got a form that's
Disney's got enough money to buy them out for sure. Anyone who needs rescuing, Disney will buy them.
Silverfish.
I don't know.
I have no idea about these big movie companies and stuff. So
maybe these two idiots are right. I thought they were going to start making like Mickey Mouse gas masks, but they're probably just shifting to more like digital media crap like that.
They got to convince us to stay inside now, which they'll get subsidized from the government for. But at the same token, if you're not allowed to have people too close to each other, you can't make new content. So it's anything that relies on a cinematic release income is fucked right now.
Well, they can make new content. They'll just honestly, they'll do what they need to, right? Like the stupid video game tournaments that they used to hold in front of crowds. They're just doing them online now, and everybody.
Oh my god!
But
you're
that's
right.
Just the way it is. Yeah.
The BoJack Horseman joke comes true because they have a bit where it's like, oh, we'll just scan your face, and if you drop out in the production, we'll just CGI you the whole movie.
You're right.
Maybe that's it now.
But Apex, we're also going to spend the whole weekend fixing your goddamn microphone, which is the enemy of the show now.
It really is.
God damn it. I'm sure it's frustrating.
It's not that bad on my end for some reason, but maybe you guys are more sensitive to it.
Yeah, maybe we're more sensitive. I think Chad will back me up on this one.
Chad has been backing you on this one.
Okay.
Listen to it afterwards. Give the whole thing a listen. See if I'm totally crazy.
I'll figure it out.
Who the fuck?
I was a bit off on the numbers. Disney makes $13 billion per day on all 6 of their parks. That's about a $6 million profit per day.
Well, yeah, that's got to be compensated for somehow. You know what I mean? There are people that are paid a lot of money sitting in rooms pointing at whiteboards saying, "We got to make this up. We got to do something like this. Give me another cigarette."
Aren't the aircraft companies asking for bailouts already?
Oh yeah.
They asked for bailouts like as soon as everything got shut down, like February.
And it's gonna happen, right? And who's gonna pay it off? I don't know. That's a little children.
Actually, that was another meme that I had to remember today. Was that the whole meme about your future generations are going to pay for X and Y? It's like, no, I don't think there's such thing as an actual debt ceiling. It's always going to be going more into the negative until you people stop functioning. You people being America, of course.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. The optimistic way to look at it is it's an incredible amount of money that our kids will have to pay off, and the truth is, if kids aren't paying it off, they might not even have a country.
Yeah,
if there's money, it's going to be worthless.
Yeah, the only thing that matters is faith in your currency, and everything else is irrelevant.
It's faith in your God, my
No,
friend.
faith in God.
I mean, money is the god at this point. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's insofar as money is the metric of your life. So yeah, you're right.
It's the god that keeps your country running and the world turning. Is faith in your currency.
Well, guys, I think we're getting a little crazy here. You want to wrap it up?
Well, I'm reading the chat. There's a lot of people shitting on Ralph. 32 Gig says Ralph doesn't know how to entertain at all. Weak on content.
Ralph wanted to end the stream about an hour before it did. He was totally sick of it.
Really? What was so bad about the stream? Like, who was on the stream? What was it about?
It wasn't that. It's just he was frustrated. He frustrated at the callers. You know, didn't have a lot of.
That's why I miss Rand so much. Is to me they were an old married couple, and Ralph wanted to get away, but he couldn't, and Rand would just sit there scratch at him. I don't know. The two of them would go back and forth, and it made Ralph's reluctance funny, in my opinion.
Man, I gotta ask him to come on the stream sometime again.
Ralph or Rand?
Rand.
Yeah, he was on the stream a while ago.
Yeah, he was.
Like after Ralph's latest breakdown.
It was after the Rand stream, wasn't it?
I wouldn't mind having Rand back. Yeah, but to be honest with you guys, I'm just not that totally invested in the internet drama between these guys. Like if Rand or Bibble or Ralph were to come over, I would hope that we find something else to talk about. Other than
we always do. That's why
fucking internet drama.
That's why we
Bibble's
have
been on here a few times.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. You know,
we don't really talk about the show. Like for Bibble, we always talk about D&D. For Rand, it would be about the amazing things he believes in. For Ralph, we did actually speak it. Yeah,
about specific types of juices.
There's no limit. He's got a hot take for everything. I love the guy.
See, yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, is that what you want though? Rand to come on here and talk about orange juice? Isn't that what he always talks about? Couldn't?
Yeah,
I would
I'll be honest.
Anything else.
Rand sucks. Rand sucks.
Ooh,
yeah.
I'll say
take.
Oh.
I
don't know. Like he's like you, but slightly smarter. And I hate
you. You who? You the collective us?
Hey,
Apex. I like you, Full Blast, and I like you, Silverfish.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Well, yeah, I do think Rand's a smart guy. I don't know. I would rather hear him talk.
No. I said slightly smarter than Apex. It doesn't make him smart.
Well, fair point. Yeah.
Apex. Any rebuttal?
no. If you ever dealt with Silverfish, Fish Monster, this is totally the standard of how he. Let me see. He doesn't treat everyone like this, but he treats people that he thinks he's better than like this.
He has to believe.
Like Waterboy.
It's just mostly Australian to
no.
bitches.
You hate.
We can go with that.
You hate former liberals. Like that's why you hate Waterboy so much, because it's like.
Yeah, you're a former liberal too. You stupid old bitch.
Yes, I am.
You're still a liberal. You're a liberal at heart. The way you communicate. Look at your whiny vocal fry. You're totally a liberal.
Oh, look at this guy. Everyone sounds like me in this country.
Yeah, what is it?
That's why you're a country full of cucks.
A country full of alcoholics, man. That's where our accent comes from.
Yeah. We're so cool. We drink. We're useless, and we give up all our rights to the government. But we drink alcohol. We're cool.
That's the only thing we care about. We apparently don't mind getting taxed for alcohol and cigarettes, but as long as we're allowed to drink it, you can entertain us pretty easy.
Always remember.
So disappointed that we gave up on the gunfight, though.
You ever try sniffing gasoline?
Yeah, right.
Don't be Rama.
Alcohol is counter-revolution.
I think they're onto something.
All right, boys. You ready to call it?
thanks for chilling out with me, guys. Chat, really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, spending some time with us. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys next week for the kill streams.
Oh yeah. Hey, thanks for the music. Hard Men Working Hard. You can get their music at soundcloud.com/HMWH, and I'll play us out with some Hard Men.
All right. Anything Take care, guys. Nope. That's it.
All right. Goodbye.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a straight guy, and I got straight pride. Don't want a thick, warm dick in my backside. I like straight times, like grilling with the guys and cracking up in a car on you. This is shit I desire. I love the straight shit, like dancing to the beat. When I'm topless at the club in the summer heat. I love the straight songs by my boy Elton John. I play 'em when I'm making love, baby, you're not long. Cause I'm a straight man, and I got straight friends. Don't want the chicks interfering with their straight plans. We got straight hobbies, like eating biscuits soggy. Slather on that sauce, I want it in my body. And bodybuilding, yeah, that's it, you feel me? Straight as shit there ever is, you know I ain't kidding. Going heaven's where it's at, cause want me on the rack. Hey, check my glutes, bro, there's nothing gay about that. You're not homo, but you know that you got a nice rump. You up for some amateur wrestling after the pump? Let me oil your thighs so that I rub too much. I know a club where we can go and spar all night till a shot. Then it's back to mine for some one time. Check out my meat, I'm cooking it all up tonight for you. A couple of hot dogs and a couple of brews. A recipe for messy eating's how I like it, how about you? Come on and fill me up, I never spill a drop. I wanna taste your cocktail, frank and nice and hot. I can feel my heart throb, but I don't ever wanna stop. Keep on eating till I pop, then it's time to swap. But it's up to you if you want to taste too. We got nothing to prove, we got nothing to lose. It's fine, take your time, we're just two straight guys. Have a straight dinner like straight guys do sometimes. I'm just a straight guy, living a straight life. I'm out and proud and I ain't ever gonna hide. We're just two straight guys, having a straight time. Before you come, I need to know if you got straight pride. Straight pride? Hell yeah, I got it. And I'm coming out in style from the straight closet. Far too long, my straight roots have gone unwatered. Let me drink up all your straightness from your straight faucet. If you've got straight pride, then I am by your side. All the colors of the straight flag are flying high. Fuck what they say, I ain't living a lie. Straight life, bitch, yeah, until the day I die. If you're a straight guy, then now's your time. Every straighty grab your lady, look her in the eyes, and tell her, baby, I'm so straight, I wanna cry. And kiss her like you kiss your bro, hey, that's normal, right? Look, I'm straight, okay, so that means I'm not gay. Why would you think I'm gay? I swear I'm not gay. You like fucking women, yeah, pussy is what I slay. You love fucking men too, but in a straight way. I want pussy, I want pussy, I want pussy, I want calm. Wait a minute to say pussy, I want pussy in my bum. Wait a minute, not in my bum, I'm in my palm. I want your rock hard pussy squirting on my tongue. I wanna feel your stubble of your cheek when you're kissing my neck and taking me from behind. Slide your pussy down my crack, I wanna feel your pussy in me, baby, so damn deep. I've never felt a pussy like a girl, I can't believe it. Cause I'm just a straight guy, living a straight life. I'm out and proud and I ain't ever gonna hide. We're just two straight guys, having a straight time. Before you come, I need to know if you got straight pride. Oh, I'm just a straight guy and I got a little straight pride. I know it's hard, but I can always be your straight guy. Will you come with me, keep me warm throughout the late night? Don't be afraid, everybody always cries.